and this ain't financial advice. I hope everybody who celebrated Thanksgiving had a wonderful crypto Thanksgiving. Folks, we are sitting here during historic times, and I know what a lot of you are thinking. Aren't you worried about the price? The price. Not even a little bit. Not even remotely phased, sort of like a fruit fly banging off the hood of a semi-truck. That's about how much I'm phased, and I'm the semi-truck. And the reason I tell you this about cryptocurrency, when you start buying things like Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, and the rest, you start to realize that the story that has been told to you isn't always the story that is true. The amount of money at risk here is very, very large. The cryptocurrency market cap sits at about $2 trillion. Do you think people would lie for $2 trillion? Well, I've had many experiences in my life where people lied for a whole lot less. So once you see enough of these lies, enough of this tomfoolery, you become kind of immune to it. It doesn't really faze you. And you start to look for fundamental value in things. I could name a number of projects that have fundamental value. Cosmos, Terra, Cardano, even Solana has some fundamental value, Ethereum, and Bitcoin's the OG. I think it's a little bit of a dinosaur technology at this point, but it's still the OG. People are still getting initial exposure to crypto. It is early days. But if you think I'm going to run and hide because a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about, who've been in crypto 3 seconds or have been paid to write something to FUD Cardano, you are wrong. And I say this with all the politeness, all the respect in the world. This channel may not be for you. This may be a channel that's simply for the OG crypto fam, the ones who've seen it. Maybe one day you'll understand what I was talking about. I'm not guaranteeing success. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to be right. But what I am guaranteeing you is that I will not be scared off by a little FUD, a little story, a guy who knows a guy on the inside. You know the old rap, the old bit. Certainly doesn't mean Cardano can't fail. Doesn't mean Solana can't fail. Doesn't mean Ethereum can't fail. It doesn't mean it all can't fail. It simply means that there's too much money at stake for people not to lie. They can't help it. It's greed, it's power, and it's followed by dishonesty. When you're talking about $1 trillion here, $500 billion here, do you think people will lie? Especially when they say, hey, this one right here, more scalable, more secure, more decentralized. This, not so scalable. You want to buy an NFT? That could cost you anywhere from $200 to $500 in fees. I'm not even going to check it now. This guy, I've had Bitcoin transactions that took an hour to get to my wallet on the exchange. That's not lightning fast. Genius idea by Satoshi. But unfortunately, other things like Ethereum are going to disrupt that. And other things like Cardano, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, are going to disrupt that. Now, we are on the precipice of a great new ecosystem being released, and Wallace Inc. and Nerd Family is happy to usher those in. We have verified the pools. Folks, I want to shout out all the new Nerd 2 delegates. In 4 days, we have a functional pool at 1.9 million ADA. 15,746 in the nerd node, 30,565 into the nerd node, 14,533 into the nerd node, 20,128 into the nerd node, 521,162 into the nerd node by my man Big D into the nerd node with another 520,845 into the nerd node, then 13,507 in the nerd node, 33,291 in the nerd node, and 497 and 87 ADA, Mr. Franksgiving into the nerd node. Another 174,398 in the nerd node, and another 29,475 into the nerd node, all in 4 days. And yes, if you stake with nerd number 2, you will get the Sunday swap token. We are verified, and I will show you that now because I know you all want your Sundays. You can always check pool saturation right here, just in case you're curious. This one's sitting at 2.8. Our other one is over 60%. They're both doing good, doing fine. Check it out here. If we look at Nerd Stake Pool, you'll see the official little Sunday logo here. We have Nerd 2 right here. And they still need to add this. We're contacting ADA pools. But if I copy the pool ID, I go to Verify Sunday on the pool ID for nerd number 2. You sit check proof. Success. Your pool is in our database and has a valid signature. Stake with nerd number 2. So let me jump into this right here. Hoskinson outlines plans to ensure DApp security on Cardano. Now, I know everybody gets so upset about the price action and why it's not going up, but I think it's far more interesting to focus on the things that are coming. And you guys should really tune into Charles' videos because I think a lot of people don't understand the gravity and the potential scale of what may come. Now, I have said this on this channel over and over and over again. The developers building things on Cardano will make or break this project. People coming through the ERC20 converter will make or break this product. That is a fact. There's nothing we can do about that. All we're doing anyway is speculating. All investments are some form of speculation. Some are higher risk, some are lower risk. Nevertheless, you're not working at the factory line at Amazon. So, Hoskinson outlines plans to ensure DApp security on Cardano. And we're going to duck and weave in and out of this article. All right. The Alonzo hard fork brought forth a horde of new functionalities to the Cardano network, especially after smart contract integration, which has happened. While its community has been enthusiastic about these upgrades, we are one of the strongest, if not the strongest community in crypto. Period. Fact. That is the reason why I got on board in 2018, because I noticed that. I wasn't so interested in the price. I was like, wow, this community is so strong. As if this person, Charles Hoskinson, delivers only half of what he's saying, this will be a major hit. That was my feeling in 2018. I'm still here. It's inspired me to start a YouTube channel and 2 staking nodes on the Cardano network. Stake with Nerd. For the most part, the network has also faced a slew of criticisms for the delay in launch dates. I might do a little pirate voice here and there. Take example dApps, which according to the popular Reddit thread, were supposed to launch on Cardano. We're quoting Reddit threads here. Cardano within weeks of the hard fork. Now, the process is evidently underway within the recent launch of the Plutus application backend, an off-chain backend service for managing and handling the requirements of dApps through their life cycle. And I know many programs are working on that PAB testnet. So, nevertheless, Cardano Foundation Charles Hoskinson recently gave an overview of how the community should manage expectations regarding the development and security of these dApps about their release. Now, I watched this video. It was a great video. I suggest you all go watch it. Charles has his little hilarious lobster. He does a funny little skit. But anyway, managing expectations. Here's what's going to happen. Okay? We're probably going to see a lot of growth on Cardano. It's inevitable and nearly impossible, being that this is a permissionless system. That means Charles isn't signing off saying, Bucko Swap or Boondock Swap can be a part of Cardano. It doesn't work like that. Permissionless means anybody can do it. Okay? Permissionless means anybody watching this video, you can go build something on Cardano and no one can stop you. That doesn't matter if you have no experience and you don't even know how to use a computer. You can copy, paste code, and when greed and power and money are involved, people will do that. They will present themselves to be things that they are not, and people will lose money. Same as has happened in Ethereum, undoubtedly. In the article later here, it tells $10 billion in securities frauds. I'm sorry, in $10 million in, not securities frauds, I mean in security breaches, I should say, within DeFi has happened in the past year. So they've spent a lot of time. So manage expectations, vet the people and projects that you want to invest in. Period. End of story. Do they have a face? Do they have a name? Or are they a cartoon animation? Are they just an avatar? Bitcoin was anonymous and so are we. Well, yeah, you know what? That doesn't really work so well anymore. So, nevertheless, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson recently gave an overview of how the community should manage expectations regarding the development and security of these dApps and release. Cardano dApps are under construction, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the market very soon, like within weeks to months. Hoskinson argued that creating high assurance software with minimal risks and bugs can be expensive and time-consuming. This is why Cardano is criticized in the market for being too slow. However, he believes we're moving as fast as I think any project ought to, given that what's at stake and how much money is at stake. Think about that. We're moving as fast as I think any project ought to, given what's at stake and how much money is at stake. Billions and billions, if not trillions and trillions of dollars. But I get it. Everyone wants to be rich now because Shiba did it. Okay, well, that is what it is. I will remind everybody that last year, $10.5 billion has been lost or stolen as a consequence of bad dApp design and insider problems. You know what's funny about Cardano? We peaked at $3, I believe, in the very beginning of September. Not looking at the charts right now, but I can pull it up right now. Everybody was happier than a pig in mud. Okay? And a lot of people definitely FOMO'd into that. But what I'll tell you, so 3 months ago, very beginning of September, 9/2/21. So basically, Christmas came early for Cardano. Everybody got their presents here. Woo, we're rich, man. And guess what? It trended down. Now, despite the fact that Cardano did, went from 2 cents to $3 in about a year's time, when it retraces 50%, I'm sorry, boys and girls, but that's just crypto. That's what happens. And you realize that the longer you've been in it. So those volatile swings that make the newbies, the freshmen, the frosh freak out, make the OG diamond handers like myself totally unfazed, like a semi going through the rain. Back to the news. So when every other altcoin in the past, I don't know, let's say 2 weeks has been zipping up and zippity-doo-dah, right? With market caps a fraction of what Cardano is, we could have been in Sandbox. We could have been in this. We could have been in that. Well, it's like Christmas actually came here, and you're watching everybody open your presents, and you're going, how come I didn't get anything this year? They're like, Billy, you got a boat. You got a yacht 2.5 months ago. Stop complaining. This isn't fair. Christmas is rigged. This is a scam. Like, come on, have some perspective. When in doubt, corny as it is, zoom out. Do you see that? This is me in here, buying it all in here. And guess what people are saying? Cardano is a scam. Ghost chain. This is for years, folks. Years. Like literal years. And I kept buying it. Because I was like, no, they got a community, they got a great team behind them, and I stuck to the fundamental foundations. They said there'd be no staking, they said there would be no Shelley, they said no. And they print these articles left and right, trying to FUD it down as much as they can. But for whatever reason, that community, they held tight. Because some people had that light bulb moment and stuck with the vision. And I was one of those people. And a lot of the people in Nerd, and a lot of the people in Nerd 2 are those people as well. And we've connected and convoluted on those things. Anyway, so IOHK's exec also admitted that technological changes and human errors will ensure that some of the dApps released on Cardano are bound to be fraudulent. Very important to understand that. In fact, Hoskinson placed the burden of responsibility for building foolproof, I like FOOL proof, dApps on the developers. He added, we did everything as engineers and scientists in our power to give the developers and the community the tools in order to sort out good from bad, and I would argue significantly better than what exists on the Ethereum ecosystem. He also stressed on the community's curation of dApps. The community needs to start working together as new dApps are announced and develop an immune system. Get that, folks? An immune system, and have a professional degree of skepticism. To help with this, the network will be releasing some universal standards for community curation of dApps in the Cardano ecosystem. Apart from that, the engineers stressed that the community should ask important background and developmental questions. These should be about both their applications and their developers in order to prevent backdoor exits. Folks, I've even invested in things that turned out to be rug pulls. Luckily, I haven't been rugged myself, but I've come very, very close. Playing around on Uniswap, a decentralized exchange, playing around on PancakeSwap. And if you don't think that's going to happen on all the new swaps, including, well, on Sunday Swap, I mean, they're not going to stop things from entering the ecosystem. That's what decentralized finance means. It means decentralized finance. Okay, I think Sunday Swap is going to be an absolutely outstanding project. But just like Uniswap, just like PancakeSwap, there will be things like backdoor exits on any of these swaps potentially. And you should be very aware of those things before you YOLO your whole farm into Buttons coin. Anyway, and security breaches, along with creating rewards and incentives for audit, oversight, and curation of the dApps. Also a very bullet pointed note I want to make here. Earlier this week, Cardano released its block size by 12.5% to accommodate for an expected spike in traffic by scaling the network and accelerating transaction speeds and data throughput. This move is possibly in anticipation for dApp deployment, which is expected to increase the blockchain usage. Speaking of blockchains, I'm doing all my Christmas shopping with BlockFi. That's right. One card, more Bitcoin. If you folks want to earn Bitcoin as you shop for the holidays and you pick up those presents, you can get up to $250 for signing up, $250 in Bitcoin for signing up for a BlockFi account. Come check it out in the special link below. Loving my BlockFi card, and it's helped a lot of people who didn't get into Bitcoin get into Bitcoin. Folks, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for staking with Nerd. Thank you for staking with Nerd 2. And if I don't see you, I'll see you on the internet. I'm out.
Stake with Nerd.